Hello, guys. I just wanted to share my perspective on who I think is going to win this war. Epstein class being Israel and America and their allies, or is it going to be Iran? And in my opinion, I believe Iran is always going to win this war. I always believed in Iran before the war even started in the events leading up to this illegal war. And I wanted to highlight three main reasons why Iran is going to win. The first reason is because we need to look at this as a spiritual war more than it is a war for resources, more than it is a war about, hiding from the Epstein files. I think, to be honest with you, even if the Epstein files accusations are true against Trump, nothing would even happen to him. This war being a distraction, who's actually going to do anything about it, in all honesty? It's not something that we can actually change. So the reason I believe this is a spiritual war is because, look, like the Epstein files have shown, there's true evil that exists in this world. All the stuff that's happened since October the 7th has shown there's true evil in this world. And again, we've seen it on our screens, and we scroll past it for the most part. And then, so if true evil actually exists, it only makes sense that true good also exists. And the only ones that can be described as the force of true good is going to be the force that is the enemy to true evil. And right now, there's only one force that's truly the enemy of the Epstein class, and that is Iran. And the people just like me and you who have no power to do anything, we are also aligned with being the enemy of the Epstein class. So that's the first reason. We're in a war where the worst of the worst are fighting the best of the best. And I know some of you might be thinking, okay, Epstein class, America, Israel, definitely worst of the worst. But Iran, how can they be best of the best? You have to be the best of the best if you're willing to stand up and fight against a very powerful worst of the worst. And that's enough said about that. I think we've got to think about as well, if this was truly a war for resources, what are the resources for? Are they to help the people? I think we can almost certainly conclude that the Epstein class does not care about other people. They only care about themselves and their own weird cultures. So what is it that they truly want? If they want things for themselves, do they really need another mountain of gold? They've already got everything they need. They've got billions of dollars. They've got all the properties in the world. They can have all the women in the world. They've got all the money in the world. What is fighting against Iran going to give them in terms of material gain? It's not going to give them anything that's going to make a difference to their lives. So that's why I fully believe the hand of Satan is behind them, and they're trying to dominate the world and turn it into a godless society. Unfortunately, the West that we live in is devoid of God. It has no God in society whatsoever. We live in a secular world here in the West, whereas in the Eastern world, God is much more part of society. And that's what Satan is always trying to remove. He's trying to remove his own existence from the minds of the people, and therefore God's existence as well. The second reason that I think Iran is always going to win this war is because of their mentality. These guys, like I said, are mainly Shia Muslim. And Shia Muslims have a whole culture of resistance, have a whole culture of being proud of martyrdom, all stemmed in the life of the Prophet and his family, mainly in Imam Hussein alayhi salam, where Shia Muslims every single year hear and listen to the story of his valor and his sacrifice and his altruism. So those stories that literally grown men cry about every single year, like babies, literally just the mention of the name, just the mention of anything to do with that story, what happened to Imam Hussein and how he stood, makes grown men like this, people who are fully fledged warriors and soldiers, it'll make them cry like babies. And that nurturing has fed their mentality of never bowing to an opposing force, never to humiliation, as so the slogan goes. So that mentality is very, very difficult to defeat. I think the third reason that Iran will always win this war is because of their durability, how much damage Iran is willing to take. Like I said before, Iran is in a war of survival, whereas the Epstein class is in a war of choice. They launched the first attack. Iran is only trying to respond and survive and fight for their sovereignty. So even if 1,000 Iranians die, that's just only gonna further deepen their resolve. Whereas if one American dies, like think about it, imagine if an American person died in America, New York, for example, throughout this war, and even if it was a soldier, an American soldier that died on American soil, the whole world will be in uproar. And like even me, with the brainwashing that we've gone through, living in the West all this time, like, I'll be thinking like, whoa, what the hell? But if 1,000 Iranians die in Iran, I guess like we just think, okay, yeah, just another day for them, isn't it? And for the Iranians, it'll be the same thing for them, just another day. But they'll have a different spin on it. It will deepen their resolve. They'll be proud of their 1,000 martyrs, and they'll go and fight. If I had to compare it, as a fan of MMA, whenever I think about going into a fight, if I think about the scariest attribute that my opponent could have, it would be durability and stamina. Like, imagine trying to throw everything you have at your opponent, and all they do, even if they're bleeding from head to toe, is keep getting back up and getting in your face and marching forward towards you. That's the scariest thing I could think of. I'm getting tired, I'm depleting my stamina, I'm depleting my resources, and this guy's just taking it. And although it's doing visible damage on this person, it's not doing any mental, spiritual, or emotional damage on them. And they're ready to carry on attacking with power. So that is just absolutely the scariest thing that I would ever want to face. And I think America is living through that right now. I think Israel is living through that right now. Hence the empty threats of, we've got 48-hour ultimatum, and then switching that to, we're talking to, a ghost, basically, because they think they're talking to Iran, but Iran's saying they're not talking to us. So I think, yeah, they're fully at the receiving end of being against a very scary foe, a foe that is willing to sacrifice everything.